I think it's no secret that things have been difficult lately. However, since the series came out, whenever a friend has asked me for a lighthearted reading recommendation, I've consistently given the same response: Runaways. To be specific, Runaways 2017. Written by Rainbow Rowell and drawn by Kris Anka for most of the series so far, Runaways 2017 is a heartwarming and deeply moving return to the lives of this band of super teens, now mostly young adults, as they themselves return to their fusion mix as both friends and family. But before talking about this revival, I think it's fair to talk a bit about the character's history. Initially premiering in 2003 under the creative team of Brian K. Vaughan and Adrian Alfona, the original Runaway series focused primarily on a band of 6 teens who, after learning that their parents were the supervillain kingpins of Los Angeles, ran away together in a struggle to both thwart their parents' villainy and simply survive on their own. The series saw several endings and returns throughout the decade, until the series' final cancellation in 2009. However, one major event that occurred under the series' run was the tragic death of one of the Runaways' original members, Gert Yorks. It was a death that stuck with most of the series' characters, and was often referred to in moments of weakness, especially for the young girl's former boyfriend, Chase Stein. Bearing both the baggage of having abandoned their parents, as well as the loss of their friend, every member of the Runaways group stuck together as a family, under several creative teams, until the series' cliffhanger cancellation, where, for us, they fell into continuity obscurity. But for them, they arguably fell into something far worse: tedious mundanity. But with their 2017 revival, the series picks up 2 years after where the story left off back in 2009, and pulls each character out of their unremarkable lives to reunite them as the wholesome and happy family they once were. Rowell's Runaways makes sure to not only consider the history of events and issues that have taken place since the character's cancellation, but to also treat them as very human people. People who get scared and struggle, but can still find happiness and fulfillment in each other. The first few issues take the time to pull the reader aside from the plot to focus on a single member of the Runaways family, to not only introduce their history, but to also explore where they are in their lives right now, and how far they've come since their youth. These expository monologues and musings from Rowell become more and more sparse as the series progresses, but nevertheless, the same sentiments and emotions are still communicated through the subtext behind Anka's illustrations and scenes. And when you find yourself picking up on these little hints and small details, you can't help but feel like you're a part of this family too. And so their little victories end up feeling like yours as well. And as with any teen book, one of the best things about the reading experience is finding that one special character that resonates with you, and who you just want to see succeed and really grow as the story goes on. And with Rowell's writing, it's hard to pick a favorite. There's Chase Stein and his good doggo attitude to help out however he can. Nico Minoru with her path of discovery to learn more about herself and her heritage. Carolina Dean and her efforts to both self-improve as well as find personal fulfillment to grow beyond her past. The revived Gert Yorks, as she tries to find her new self in an era 2 years after her death. The heartwarmingly wholesome character of Molly Hayes, who's responsible for a good 80% of the smiles and laughs I get from reading the series. Victor Mancha, as he strives to grow beyond a machine designed for destruction and into a person who can find self-determination and happiness. And a handful of other side characters who had a healthy mix of fun and growth to the lives of the Runaways. In some ways, it's cathartic to see these characters grow so much from their edgy teenage years into admirable and empathetic young adults, trying to find their way in life while still sticking together. They've come so far and are blossoming so beautifully that when any one of them smiles, I can't help but feel undeniably charmed and find myself being coaxed into a smile just like them. They just have this kind of magic about them, and I couldn't recommend them enough for anybody who's looking for a heartwarming read.